Well, every time you come to this iconic building of Taj Hotel, you think of nostalgia and you think of history. But today I'll emphasize on my channel logo, which is ET Now, which is now and today. And today the fact is that Indian Hotel is now at a market cap of 1 lakh crore. Yes, you can keep on counting zeros, but it's the 8th Tata Group company to achieve this milestone and the first Indian hotel company to reach this milestone. The stock is up 10 times from the COVID low. For a business which was on a brink of existential crisis today, now is becoming really the talk of the town, both in terms of creating shareholder value and giving Tata Group a new, real, sizable business to their entire kitty. So let's talk about now, which is today, and where is the business headed. So Mr. Chhatwal, 1 lakh crore, do you count the zeros?
Actually, I don't know how to count them. But yes, indeed, a very proud moment for the sector, not just for the group. I think this sector was not known for value creation as much as it was for the glory part of it. And I think finding that sweet spot and the right balance has been very, very well driven in the entire sector globally post-COVID.
IHCL has been a turnaround story. How much of that is largely because of the sector, which is now enjoying a tailwind? How much is this because of the Taj brand and the Tata culture? And how much is this because of Puneet Chhatwal?
The last we can discount because, sometimes you end up being in the right place at the right time. I would say the Tata Group, firstly, has done extremely well, and we are very blessed to have the leadership and the guidance of the board that we have, especially driven by the group chairman. The second is finding the right strategy. And our strategy has not been on any extreme. It was neither asset heavy nor asset light, nor only focused on one brand. So the entire journey which we commenced in 17-18 with Aspiration 2022 and post-COVID with Ahvaan 2025 was trying to be a very strong player in terms of diversifying our businesses to new and the traditional one. The new ones driven mainly by digital, the traditional driven through operating leverage, which has obviously helped a lot post-COVID when the demand became more favorable to supply. And we should not forget our not like-for-like growth. We have more than doubled the size of the portfolio in the last 6 years. And currently, we are opening more than 1 hotel a month. And we have still more than 110 hotels in the pipeline. 90% of that pipeline is domestic. And more than 90% of that 90% is based on a capital light model, which means we are investing in another 10, 12 assets, but the rest of it is capital light, whether it's management contracts or driven through operating leases, especially for Ginger.
How many of your brands today you think have reached the pinnacle? And how many of your brands are really midway where you can really expand them? For example, this example you've been giving us, that watch out for Ginger Mumbai. And it's just been a fantastic success. How many of these other brands apart from Taj are going to be taking off now?
See, Taj is something so special. Taj is like such an emotion. And we have been living and breathing Taj for 120 years. So we have to always say Taj and non-Taj. So Taj is obviously the world's strongest hotel brand, India's strongest brand across sectors, now consistently rated that way by Brand Finance for the last 5 years. I think from the emerging players, Ginger is getting there very fast. It's going to be a portfolio of 100 hotels in the next weeks or months. And the success of Ginger Santa Cruz has been phenomenal. It's in its first year of operation, and in the very first year, we remain confident that it will finish at more than 85% occupancy with a rate which is north of 6,500 rupees. So I think for a first year of operation for a brand like Ginger, that is phenomenal performance, and definitely an EBITDA which is north of 55%. So Ginger is the brand which will actually be making waves after Taj, and obviously very closely followed by Vivanta, Gateway, Selections, homestays with Ama, etc., etc. So I think today our endeavor in the now is to keep growing these brands very strongly. And when we talk about the future, we hope that 25 to 35% of our top line will come from the non-Taj businesses. And Taj, which used to be 90, will be 65 at a much higher absolute amount. So the revenues in Taj in the last 5-6 years have doubled. The portfolio has more than doubled. So Taj is also more than 100 hotels. That's phenomenal for a luxury brand to have 100 hotels plus spread across the globe. So I remain not only optimistic, I remain extremely confident that our new businesses will thrive, and the guidance that we have given that they will be more than 35% CAGR going forward is not only achievable, we are optimistic that we'll beat that performance also.
Okay, I'm going to pinch myself because when I was covering Indian Hotel and the journey in COVID, it almost looked impossible that we would anywhere be close to 50,000 crore, forget about 1 lakh crore. So magic happens. I used to always think that ye Raja Rani ki kahaniyan hoti hai, but magic happens. And culture, service, brand, good management team, macro tailwind, when they come together, market caps get created. But they say that when you reach higher, the demand and expectations always reach higher. With each 10,000 crore, I'm sure you're feeling the pressure that shareholders are demanding more, media is demanding more, analysts are demanding more. So now that you are in a bracket of 1 lakh crore, how would you do expectation management? Demands are high.
See, expectations is one thing, but for us, and I've said it twice already on your channel, we promise, we deliver, and we will deliver a bit more than we have promised. That's been the story of the last 5-6 years. I see no reason why that would change. So we don't belong in that box of under promise, over deliver. We promise what we think is right, and then we will deliver. And I think the last 9 quarters have been consecutive historic quarters, and I see no reason of anything changing in the next few quarters to come.
So since we're celebrating a milestone, good comes with bad and bad comes with good. We're celebrating the good part, but there was a very ugly reality of 2020, 2021. What was that scary moment for you that you got up in the morning, you said, okay, hotel khali hai, I have staff, I have families to feed. How did you manage that challenge? Because that, in a sense, was the real test of leadership.
Again, I have to give a lot of credit here to the group that we belong to. And at that time, the leadership at the group level was more into what more can we do? How can we contribute towards the society and what all can be done? And we played our role in it. But very important was the learning that we did not stop. We did not pause. We kept going and tried to create revenue. It was like growing grass in the desert. And at the same time, we had a huge opportunity, once in 100 years opportunity, to look very carefully at the cost. So I think what has happened since COVID is as the business came back, the top lines went beyond pre-COVID level, but the costs were contained. So the margins started seeing a historic rise. So today, when we speak, the last financial year, we did 33% EBITDA margin. Now we have the other way around where the analyst asks us, why can't you do 36, 38, 40? Nobody would have thought this is even a reasonable question to ask. But yes, we have become a company that will consistently deliver somewhere around, 33 to 35 or 36% margin on consolidated basis. And if we took standalone, we're already at more than 40.
Fantastic. But I have lots of questions for you. For the moment, I'll send it back to the studio. But we're celebrating a milestone, and we're celebrating a very proud milestone for any company. It's not about Indian Hotel, it is about any Indian company. When you reach a mark of 1 lakh crore, it is a clear testimony of what markets are thinking, how shareholders are happy, and how they're excited about what the business, the group, and the management has to do.